Have you ever felt like GHL takes way too many clicks to get the simplest things done? If so, this episode is going to feel like a cheat sheet or a cheat code. Today, I'm introducing you to Michael Copeland. And right out of the gate, he's sharing with us how he cut 12 clicks down to two. Yes, 12 to 2 with the Toolkit Quick Actions, how he uses contact buttons to instantly see who needs attention, and how the workflow analyzer helps him make sense of even the most complicated automations. If you've spent time in the GHL community or the Marketers Toolkit community, you've probably heard Michael's name. Maybe you've even caught one of his weekly tech calls. This man is an early adopter who dives deep, he tinkers, and then he comes back with practical solutions that save the rest of us hours of time. What I think you'll love most about this episode is how real and grounded Michael is. He's not just talking features. He's showing you how to apply them inside your own agency. And by the end of the episode, you'll have a toolkit of shortcuts to be able to work faster, streamline client management, and free yourself of wasted clicks. Hallelujah, right? And all of this really comes back to Tom's vision with the Marketer's Toolkit, always building features that help agencies work smarter. So without further ado, here's Michael Copeland.
It's actually kind of an interesting journey here. I first got started in solar. So I was using HighLevel for my own solar company back in 2019. Basically, like one of the first to market using HighLevel for solar. Had a lot of success and people were reaching out, especially with the pandemic. And then I was like, oh, well, I can charge people and help them out right now and make money right away instead of having to wait like months and months for solar systems to get installed. So that's how my agency side started. And then I just love to tinker. So I got into AI, the Marketer's Toolkit. I was probably like one of Tom's like earliest customers, lifetime deal. I think his lifetime deal is going away. And so just loved the tech and then just got into just trying to understand and try to push the boundaries with whatever I could, and that happened with AI and the Marketer's Toolkit to kind of create some really cool stuff. And then I ended up being a preferred partner for ZappyChat, where I just basically outside contractor, but able to help people out. ZappyChat got acquired by CloseBot, and then I actually, in the meantime, I'd already kind of looked at a different AI, which was Assistable. I became a reseller, and then I actually got acquired by Assistable directly, and now I'm their chief product officer. So
Oh, cool.
yeah. Yeah, so so no longer just doing like my own little agency. So I had EverSuite. It was Home Pros AI, then it was EverSuite, and then now it got acquired, and all my stuff is now with Assistable.
Okay, that's really cool.
Yeah.
So what is accessible?
What is? Oh, sorry, Assistable.
I'm sorry, assistable. Yes.
So Assistable is we have the most downloads of any app ever in HighLevel. We're actually now at 302.8 thousand downloads. So
Oh
more
my
than May.
gosh, that's amazing. Like you have to
Yeah,
say that is amazing.
appreciate it. Yeah. So, and a lot of that work was done. I think I came in, it was like around 250,000. So I just got acquired in early July. And so, yeah, it's been a fun journey. Jordan Williams is the founder. I came in as a CPO. There's actually one other acquisition, which was Lead Indicator, which is the larger reseller. And so that's Bernie White. He's now the CRO. Yeah, so we're just looking to grow that. Still, like HighLevel is very much the center of all things with it, but we'll be an AI solution for folks that are looking beyond HighLevel as well.
What is the focus of Assistable, like AI? What does it do?
Yeah, so conversational AI, but it's a unified chat and voice solution. So think about all the channels. So even HighLevel has like if you look at their competition that they have, it has two tracks. You have the voice AI and the conversational AI. Two different
Okay.
tracks because they're disjointed. They don't talk to each other. Our
Okay.
AI can communicate. So you can have like a chat. You could be talking in live chat. It could move to an SMS conversation. And then the person could be like, can someone just call me? And then the AI will actually call them and talk to them on the phone. And can carry the whole conversation. That can be the same AI that has conversation history and context for the whole conversation there. So it's
Whoa.
really a cool thing, kind of unique.
Yeah, yeah. That would be so I've heard about all of this kind of swirling around. It's very, very trendy right now in the high level Facebook official group, but I haven't dove into it because that's just not that hasn't appealed to my sector yet. But it does sound very interesting and so valuable to a lot of people who do those phone calls.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's highly impactful. I think we already gave Tom a house account. I just don't know if he's done anything with it yet. Because like he doesn't do anything to actually market to his folks. So definitely something that we could work on for him.
Yeah, yeah, totally, totally. So tell me about why you first initially got the Marketer's Toolkit. What were the primary tools that interest you?
So the first thing that got me in was the theme, the ability to make it look like my own thing. I was one of those early agency owners. I was like, I need to make this not look like high level because if people know it's high level, they're just going to go directly to high level. So like, it's got to look different. And uh, frankly, I think that's still a nice thing. I think now we're in the world where the theme doesn't necessarily matter as much, but which is still really cool. I think it's still really nice to have it branded and don't want to discount the theme builder at all. What really drew me to it though, beyond that was the function. So the ability to like just the simple little things of the map buttons so you could see someone's address and just click to go to Zillow or Google. Like again, I was running a solar agency, and so just the ability to just click and see the house right there. Google autocomplete address and auto save. Just the UI changes were really impactful. But the contact buttons is is probably my favorite thing. So the ability to have like knowing when the AI is on or off, and you can actually change the conversation cards and the opportunity cards. So I could literally go in and see just looking at my pipeline who I need to engage and who I don't, because it's basically saying, okay, well, these people have AI on, these other people don't. And I can just see that just visually, just looking at the opportunities.
Can you share that with us? Do you have that?
Yeah. So I actually go into one of my clients that has not migrated over. We with part of the acquisition, the agency was acquired too. So I still have a client who's just a little stubborn. I can't get him on the phone. I'm like, he's a good client. But yeah, so I can still show some of the UI there, and then let me just try to blur.
Yeah, and we've got that great blur function in the Marketer's Toolkit too.
Yeah. So we'll go in. You know, interesting enough, it looks like there wasn't recent update with opportunities. I think this is totally fine. It's not going to, there's no sensitive data, so it's just showing names.
Okay.
So we'll go ahead and share this part. Okay. So right here, we have a bunch of cards, and the ones that are marked red are ones that the AI is not engaging, right? So it's basically said like, hey, this person, um, that there's nobody engaging, so it's up to the rep. It's up to the assigned user to kind of continue conversation. And we can just see that visually just by having these color opportunities there. If I go into a contact, go to contact details, I'll just go to the conversation area. Well, this is a client who's like one of my earliest clients. So please ignore the colors we chose and the buttons or some, as I added some other buttons, we just never went in and cleaned up the UI. So we can make it look really pretty here. But you'll see this one, the AI is off, but these other contacts, the AI is on just by, this is all happening based off the tag. So if I go and click on this contact, I think in this case, the tag was just rep. So REP. So that was how we knew the AI was on or off for that contact.
And that's a feature in the Marketer's Toolkit where you can actually like color code based on the tag, basically.
Yep. Yep. And I think that was one that I said, hey, Tom, it'd be really cool if we could do that. Um, this toggle button is something that I brought up to Tom as like, if we could just have a button that I could just click and it turns a different color because of a thing, that would be really helpful too. And so he was able to get that deployed there. So super grateful and happy that we have that one. Um, and then of course you have these other buttons. Now I've actually have reduced. So in a new account, I would consolidate a lot of these buttons and I would just have it as one super button, if you will. So I'll go into, I should be able to go into the markers toolkit and pull that up. So let me give that
Yeah, that would be great.
a quick one. make sure we're in the right account.
I've heard from other toolkit users that they come to you at noon Pacific or 2 o'clock Central on Wednesdays to get assistance with the marketer's toolkit. And some of them tell me that you're the king of the custom values and the contact button. And you can assist with helping people figure out how to employ the custom values and the forms that are created with the contact buttons, correct?
Yeah. So, um, contact buttons again are probably one of my favorite things. I'll see. Looks like I did clean it up quite a bit here. Might be going to a different account, but I mean, we could just build one real quick.
Yeah, yeah, that would be great.
Oops. So let me go into a different account and see if we can pull that up. So, okay, so we go into this one, and in fact, I don't know if many people have seen like a full setup on this. So what we could do, I'll create a location group so we can get this done in a quick manner.
Okay, perfect.
So I'm going to share. Okay, so we're in the customizer, and I'm going to add a location group. I'll just call this Ever Suite, and we're going to need to have the location ID. So I'm going to go into. I think, well, this one definitely has the button. Okay, so I'm going to grab my location ID, which I can just grab here, or I could go into the settings and then the company profile, but it's just right there. So I'm going to go there and we're going to, oh, already exists in demo. Okay, so we'll just look at the demo one. So I have contact, oh, actually I already have the quick action button. Okay, it's over. That's going to speed things up. So we'll go into, this one and see if it is showing. Okay, great. So here we have a AI on off button, right? So this will let us know when it's on or off. Now, I don't think I programmed it in this agency yet to show the colors, but that's there is in the theme builder, we can set up, so we'll just click in there real quick. In the theme builder, you would go in and look at tags. So if we go you type in tag, you'll see icon for tags, but it's more than icons. So we'd actually we could activate this, click customize, and then the tags, we can choose a few different things. So we can create a new item. And what I'll do is the tag on this one is going to be AI off. And then I can choose so I'm just going to get rid of, I don't know if having on
Sure.
offs. Yeah, it was kind of a funny story. Okay, so we were talking about making the color change based off of a tag being applied.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put this AI off here. I actually picked a different icon. And so the icon color, so this is background is always white. So you'll see it says icon colors right there. I'm just going to leave that one alone. What I want to do is I want to change the background of so right here, you'll see the selected foreground and the unselected foreground. So I'm going to change the color of this, and we might need to tone this down, but we'll say unselected and then selected foreground. We'll go a little darker there. So we should see two. Now it can be really faint. So we're going to click to go ahead and publish that. And if I did it correctly, I believe our tag was the right one. So I'm going to go into my buttons real quick so we can look at that. So in this contact button here, we have AI is off and it is, yes, so it is the same tag. So that's good. And so check for tag changes after clicked. Yeah, this one's good too. So let's bump that down to 1 second. So that way, if we click it, it should change the color when we're there. You can also get pretty wild and do some CSS stuff in the back end, where you could, have this button be glowing and all kinds of fun things.
Oh, wow.
And actually, one other thing we might need to do, well, I'm not sure if Tom made an update on this, but I remember the tag, there was something we maybe had to add on the back end, but I think it might be covered now. Let's just see. I remember back in the day, I had to, yeah, so it's all just being covered by the front end toolkit. Before, I
Okay.
had to actually add code into the CSS settings. So I think Tom's made it even easier for this change to happen.
Oh, that's
And I
great.
could do the same. Now, you'd want to make sure you're grabbing the same color codes. But we could do the same thing for the opportunity cards. And in fact, maybe we do that. So we make this one active. And let's see. Actually, no, that's not what we want. Opportunity card tag styles. There we go. So we can customize this, and then we can change the tag. That's the tag colors. We want to change the opportunity cards, and we can create a new item, and we can use the same. I don't know if you have done a session with Josh Satterley yet, but he actually did the color thing, and an interesting turnout. One of his clients ended up firing one of their people because they were able to see just because of the way that the colors happened. And then they're looking at who was assigned to these people. They're like, wait, there's a drop off here. This person's like just not pulling their weight. They weren't rescheduling, like getting new business and everything. So it was really kind of a sad thing, but also, saved them a lot of money.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. You can see who
so
is doing what in the system, and it allows the people to see what they need to do.
Yep. Yep, exactly. So let's go back to the icon. Well, we'll try to match it. I can always go in here and update it. Let's make it a little more faint. So we don't want it to be too dark or anything. Okay. So we'll publish that. And if this all works correctly, I'm going to jump in just one other thing while we're already in the customizer. I'll show the button. So in here, so you can do the text without the tag, right? So in this case, I'm saying AI is on. Now I don't know why I chose to have the bell there. I should probably do the same. Let's see toggle. I'm just typing toggle, and we'll do the off one.
Oh, that makes
Okay.
sense.
That will make more sense. And then you actually have a tooltip. So if you hover over it, you can do that. And it does allow HTML. So we can actually put in like an image or other stuff. I'm not going to do that on this one, but people want to see how that's done. They can always show up to the marketers tooltip tech call that I run. So
Yeah.
we can publish, and then we'll go in and we should be able to see some changes here. So I'm going to do Control Shift R is going to do a hard refresh just to make sure that those changes are applied. Oh, looks like I might have selected the wrong thing. So I actually selected the text and not the background color.
Yeah, I
I
see
think
that, but that did change up there, AI on and off, the bell went away. There it is.
so you'll see AI is on, and then we can click that AI is off. And all that's doing is they changed the way that this is, so it doesn't show that the tag's coming off right now. So now I have to click on and off, but then now you'll see in the tag, the AI off tag is gone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's working off of that. That is kind of funny though. So now you'll see it's normal, but if I do AI is off, so I just need to go back. I clicked the wrong one. I thought I was selecting the right. Let's see. AI is off. Yep. So now you can see. So I mean that's still
Okay.
not usually that's not bad. And so if we wanted to go back and go into Team Builder, we can make those edits and go to that was on the icon. And yeah, so it should have been it was pointing to the text. I thought it was pointing to this. I mean, it literally says select the background. So I just read that wrong. It's been a little minute since I set one of these up. Okay, so the unselected, we're going to go there, selected there, and then if we wanted to change the color, I'm gonna keep these as black.
That's the font color, the unselected
This is
foreground.
going to be the font color, yeah. So you could do other ones. You could do white on black and other stuff. Um, I actually don't mind the way that it showed up the color being the text there, but
Yeah.
we'll go in, Control Shift, do a refresh, and then we should see the card being red.
There it
There we
is.
go. Now that's a little too dark. I'd probably adjust that again. And maybe if it is that dark, you could change the text to be white.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
yeah. And then we'll go into the opportunities, and here we go. We got this.
Okay.
Now it looks like they did a little change here recently on, I know they're doing some changes like this week, HighLevel is to the opportunities.
Yes.
So Tom will be getting this cleaned up and updated. So I wouldn't, if you're like, oh, that doesn't look quite exactly how I want it, you can make some changes there. But there we can see that this one, the AI is going to be off for this contact.
So with the buttons, and I'm new to buttons. I want to utilize them, but I'm trying to find a way that it would really work for what I do. That the AI, the this is a tag. So basically what this does is it triggers the tag to go away, or it is there or it's not there. And then from that tag, you have a workflow that is activating, or is this purely just to inform the team of the
Yeah.
AI is on or off?
So visually, so it's doing two things. So we're actually, in the case of this, it's a visual thing so that as you come in and you're looking at all of your different opportunities without having even to click on a contact, you can already know that person doesn't have AI on, which means, like in this case, now you could use it for other use cases. You could
Right.
have these range based off of how long. You could use it as a way to like show how long has someone been in that stage, right? You could do like, I've been in this opportunity, it's been X amount of days, change the color, change the color, change the color. Kind of like, if you remember, I don't know if you guys, if you ever used Trello. So Trello had like this like
Yes.
fading task opportunity thing where it just like fades away into oblivion. You could almost kind of do that here where it's like, oh, this one is really falling through the cracks. We need to, make some contact here or something. But so there's a lot
So
of
how do
different
you
ways.
time it? Is that through workflow?
Yeah. So you could just simply go in to a workflow, and then we could say, um, I don't know, we'll just do one from scratch. But basically, you could say, we'll do pipeline. Oops. So if a pipeline stage changes, and we don't even need to set anything here, we'll just do pipeline stage change. And then what you could do is, maybe we do a remove tag first, and then remove the tag, like whatever you call it. But maybe it's your fresh tag, and then your old tag, right? And then your other ones. I don't want to add tags. So this is actually
Yeah, yeah,
a
yeah,
snapshot
sure.
that's being done. But you could remove tags, and then what you could do is then add a tag. Um, let's say we wanted to, have it change colors after 1 day. We could wait um, oops, 1 day, and then we could add a tag that would then change the color. And then what you could do is you could do another wait step, right? And so then every single time the pipeline stage changes, it's going to basically come in and we'll refresh this. Now, you might need two workflows. One that would, they can't be actively enrolled. So if you go to like reentry, only works if they're you can only have a contact in it multiple times if it's for an appointment or invoice. Okay. So there'd just
Okay.
be, maybe two little workflows, but you could do that where you just have, when the pipeline stage changes, let's start changing it. And then now it's colored based off of that. And so, now of course there's filters and opportunities. So maybe you don't need to do that. You could say like, what's the oldest one? And there's the pipeline stages and things, but yeah, so that's the quick little switch on like a toggle button with a tag. So visually it's helping us, but then on our end, so Assistable being a conversational AI here, we actually use the tag. And so I don't think I have anything in this one, but we'll go into different one. And in our inbox here, you'll see server logs, and then it will say tag is lead. If it had the tag AI off, then it would prevent the AI from responding, which I think right here is an example. So this one has AI off, right? And so it did not respond. There was no response because AI was off. And then I even did a misspell. Did you get my last message? And said, I got your message about wanting to book an appointment, right? Because I had the tag removed for AI off, which means the AI could continue. And so that's how this all works there. But yeah, these assistants are all channels, right? So we have different chat channels, and then you also have the phone number that it will work with and do all that. Um, so that's why we use that's why we love the Marketers Toolkit with our AI, is so that we know who's getting, like, we can just look in the conversation area or just look in the opportunity area, and we can see exactly who's getting nurtured and who's not.
That's
And
great.
that helps us know who we maybe need to manually respond, see why the AI was off, maybe turn the AI back on. Maybe there's a reason why. Maybe we just don't need to do anything with that contact. Maybe they're actually, over here, where they're a customer, right? And so there's no need for the AI to be off because they're a customer, or so no need for the AI to be on, unless we have a support AI, which we can also do that. Or maybe they're a bad fit. Maybe they were spam, trash, or other things, and we don't want the AI engaging with somebody that's just like another AI bot. We don't want to have that, AI battle going back and forth. They're trying to book appointments to each other when it's, getting so. Yeah, so that's that part. Now, what I really love on the other button side, if we go in here, this quick action one. So here I have it opening up in mobile. So it's like I was testing to see if I could get the name to pop up here. But you'll see here it's passing in some information, and then we have quick actions. So rather than having in that earlier screen from like one of my older clients, go over here, all
Yes,
these different
all of those. Right.
now I'm consolidating it into a singular button. So in this case, we have, let's say we want to log an interaction, outcome of the interaction. We can add notes, do all that kind of stuff. We could follow up. So I could choose the follow up date, right? And then we could put in a personalized message. This is like sending a text later, but it's going to be enrolled in a workflow that's going to continue to follow up with someone. We could disqualify a contact, maybe a disqualification reason, right? And maybe they were low credit, right? Again, this was kind of more solar oriented. But what's so cool about this is I can deploy this quick action button across 100 different accounts, and they can all have different actions based on their business, their industry, even in their particular business in that industry. So what my clients can do, so I'll show you the setup on the back end. Go back to the customizer and go to this little button. So there's custom values that can be passed through these buttons. So what I have is custom values domain, and then it's /quick action. And then we're locking it to the contact because we don't want to overwrite the contact details with somebody else. We're actually passing like the contact ID through it. And we're doing it through the API. This is going to automatically pull in like all the custom fields you can imagine for that contact there. And then I'm opening it up inside a pop-up window, right? So that's what this is. Now, you can also adjust the size and the colors. You can add your tooltips and all that. But because I'm giving it to a custom value, and this is going to be a funnel page in that system, I'll show you what we did for this button. So, and also I'm going to talk about this in a moment as well. So in here in sites, this is the site that I have that's in that custom value. And then destination was that quick action. So I'm not linking the form directly into the button. I'm linking it through a page, a custom value page that can now be changed at that level. So here you can see all the stuff there in that page. So the form. So again, we're replacing a lot of these forms, a referral form, review requests, anything that you could think of that you would ever want to click for your contact. We're replacing in one button. Yeah, so I was just running a test. So this actually didn't pass through. I'm going to see if I can do some JavaScript or something that will pull that information through. But in here, you'll see this was not available until sometime last year. Conditional logic. I don't know if many people know about conditional logic. Yeah, really cool update. So on the one hand, I was kind of kicking myself. I was like, I wish I had thought about this sooner. But then I realized like, actually conditional logic only came out a few months prior to this thought process. So I was like, I didn't, it was nice to know that like, oh, this was something that was enabled last year in 2024, I think, for these sort of things. So what we're doing, so let's say if it was disqualify, then I'm just going to click show multiple. Now I could actually hide, like for a lot of those, I don't necessarily need to have it show all the contact information, but I do have it show there just so you can see, maybe update those as well. But so if it's disqualify, I have it for that. If it's for sales, I can do this. I can show ads tier. So this was an interesting, the reason why I did this one as an example here. So you see ads tier 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
If I was to go into a contact right now on the web app. So actually, let's look at this real quick. Actually, we'll look at this as an example. I'll stay on this page. I don't want to get too diverted, but all these fields, basically, you just use the conditional logic. So you only need to show what needs to happen for this for that particular thing. So disqualify only needs to show if you have it selected as disqualify. So here's the quick actions here. Now, if my client wants to add their own, if I'm giving them, if they're a done for you, a do it yourself or a done with you type client, I may just tell them like, oh, go here and you can add your own option, right? So they can just go and type in their option right here. And now they have a whole nother disposition or option event that can happen from this button. They can just go and program theirs here, right? So it's really that simple. They can just add all the different things that they want to have. Now, this is actually editing the custom field. So now we actually have to go and click the delete button. I thought I could just hit the track can there, but we got to confirm it. But yeah, it's just that simple to add in other events, other actions that you want to have happen when this button is used.
That's
Does
great.
that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
Okay. So now the other cool thing about just the contact buttons in general, usually forms are something that a customer would be using, right? You would send them the form and they fill out this. So we're using forms for HighLevel as an internal system for these clients, just right on their contact record. So when I'm in this
Right.
conversation, right, like they're not the ones clicking this button. I'm clicking it for this person doing these different actions for them, right?
Right.
Let's pretend this person said, yeah, I want to get your ad management package. And it was like the highest tier. So maybe it's like tier number 3 or whatever. So they're going to spend, $50,000 a month in ads with us, and we're going to charge them $10,000 to manage it or something like that. So I could just click this and hit submit. And then what can happen is we can send them the invoice. We can send them the contract. We can do all these different things just by clicking, one button here, choosing the one action that we want, choosing the one package, and then hitting submit. So I could just do that, close the window, and then everything's done for that contact. Let's look at the alternative if we didn't have this button. So first, how do we go and send a contract, right? So we could go and look at like, there's notes. If we click here, there you'll see documents. If we want to add a document, all this is a file upload. This is not contracts, right? So what
Right.
you have to do is you have to go down to payments, which is not labeled as documents. It's not labeled as contracts. You got to go to payments to then send out a document. And you need to have a template, but if you didn't have a template, so you'd have to click, let's say we did have a template here, then you need to go and put in, the variables, all this other stuff. So you could have this template ready to go, but even if you have a template, you're talking about somebody that maybe doesn't even use HighLevel. Maybe they were using a different system. They're not techie. They're not someone that
Right.
lives and breathes HighLevel. They're just a real estate agent. And now they're having to learn how to like set up all this stuff and do all these things by this, I think I counted and it was a minimum of 12 clicks to send out a ready to go template to somebody if they were interested, right? So a very complicated process where instead the alternative is we just have a couple clicks of the button and nobody has to know how to do anything technical.
Right.
So that's what's so cool about this quick action button. So in order for that to actually work, what you can do in the automation side, and I think I do have the workflow in here. Let's see what our follow-up looks like.
Like send proposal or
Scheduled follow-up
schedule
task.
follow-up. Mm-hmm.
So I have this one. It's this form is close for it. Should be loading up the right one. We'll click off. Maybe it's, but basically it would, I'll just do the form. All right. So form submitted would be the quick action. And then what I would do is I would just say the quick action is follow up. And then now I can have whatever my follow up workflow is. Right. So it's that simple to just have this form. So I can do another. So maybe the other one was like to send the contract. I could have form is quick action and the quick action is send contract. And I could create a different thing. So just having the filter here can change basically which form, the alternative is like you have this form submitted or that form submitted and so on and so on.
Right.
We can use the same form and just say additional filter that didn't say what the form was used for.
That's great.
Yeah. Now, what's really cool, because when you have the marketer's toolkit, it's like It's amazing. You can do all these fun things. But I was also thinking like, well, what about all the field reps? So remember, my background is in solar, and there's people that are, they're knocking doors or they're out in the field, they're in home appointments and stuff. And so they're like, Mike, this is great, but we're not always at the desk. We're not always at the computer, and we don't want to have to go and be on the computer for an hour and try to remember all those things to make these things happen. So what I did is I actually created in the contact area, I created a custom field that was quick action portal. And I took the same link that I had. This is actually done through an automation to pass the contact ID. And so when this opens up in a new tab, when you go into the contact area, there'd be contact. And so you click contact, and then it would show this quick action, and you can literally click it. It will open up the link within the Lead Connector or HighLevel app. And so you can take all those same actions right in the mobile phone. So again, it's already 10 plus clicks to send a contract from the actual web app if you're at your computer. But if you're a real estate agent and someone says, this is great, I want to send whatever, sign me up or whatever, the real estate agent could go in and pick whatever the document is right on his phone after a showing and go ahead and send them whatever it is. So that's a really, really impactful tool. So kind of taking the same things that we can do with the Marketer's Toolkit and kind of making it work in the mobile app was been a fun aha moment for me that's been really helpful for people that have field agents or other things.
Yeah, that's so cool. And such a time saver.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. So
That's
that's what some of the coolest things I've done. And something I think people are sleeping on a little bit is Tom's buttons and all those stuff.
Yeah. Josh Satterley actually was our last interview, and he said that you were the expert in that and that he had come a long way just in the past couple of weeks working with you on that.
Oh, cool.
So what have you used the announcements yet?
I haven't, and that's really okay. So I have used it. I'm not using them like actively right now. So again, my group just got acquired, so they've been moved over to another one. We probably should be using it over there, but I've now my main business now has been moved into kind of the third party realm, like kind of like how Tom is with the toolkit. Now I'm with Assistable, and so we provide AI for other folks. But, so I don't have a whole lot of high level agency or high level customers that are using it for their own. But yeah, it is a really cool function.
What are some of the things that people are coming into your meetings or your Wednesday meetings asking about?
It covers just about everything. So like the last one, we just had someone that they're making their own dashboard, right? So Tom and Chris put together some really awesome pages where if you can change. So in the customizer, you can change the destination for the dashboard or the launch pad, and you can have basically your own. And so you can show the information that you want. You can still have it run metrics for that account, but you can also have it show like this is our upcoming support calls or these other functions there. And so, people are asking for, how do we make changes to this and other stuff there. So the dashboards, contact buttons, the UI, there's all these little tiny nuggets. Quick Editor actually was one that I showed someone on Wednesday, which hopefully, that thing is such an amazing tool.
Yeah. We got it back up and working. So it works really well.
Yeah. So, yeah. Probably the Quick Editor is probably one of the things that majority of even Marketer's Toolkit customers don't even know about. And it's such a major time saver and just a really awesome tool. So I don't know if you already have another resource, but yeah, just Quick Editor. You can look at it. I think I did put something in the Facebook group and talking about it, kind of showing some of the features there.
Yeah. So you can, when you go to any website that you've built in HighLevel, you can click on the Chrome extension. And when you click on it, it will take you directly to the location, or it'll even take you directly to the editing page where you can edit straight on the page. Like if you have something that you need to quickly change out, like copy or pictures or something like that, you just click on it and it goes straight there. And then a lot of somebody's called it a cheat code. So like you click on it, and I think it was Bonnie from Automation Blueprint. She called it the cheat code, where you could click the back button and get, see what the website was or the funnel was, or just takes her to the where she wants to go in GHL without a lot of trying to figure it out.
Yeah, absolutely. other thing that it does for us, looks like, let me refresh and see if I can get it to pull up here. So it also has a workflow analyzer, which I think might still be in beta, but it is such a powerful tool. So if you are using, so I can actually share my
Can
screen
you
on this
share your
one.
screen? Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a button that looks like it's part of HighLevel, but I bet if you're like, if you are watching this video, go and look at your, like, just pull up any workflow that you have, and you're going to see, or you won't see analyze workflow. You'll see test workflow, but you're not going to see analyze workflow. So this is actually part of the toolkit. So you'll see we have workflow analyzer, and I have it set to download, and it says, write me a complete user guide. I'm going to go ahead and send it to ChatGPT. Write me a complete user guide, and SOP is what I put in as a prompt. Now, this is just going to go to whatever like open chat I have, but I'm going to go ahead and click this button. Now, let's go back to this workflow just so I can show you. This is a pretty decent sized workflow going on here.
Yeah.
And so here it brings me to ChatGPT. We have 5. Let's make sure it's on the faster one. Do auto. Great. And so here it's taking the JSON file. So I can take this and I can do all the SOP, all the documentation that I want. I could just throw in all my JSON files from a snapshot I built, or I could use it to understand what's happening in that workflow. Maybe it's something I didn't build, somebody else built it. So I'm trying to troubleshoot their workflow. I could use this and be like, hey, is any custom fields missing or custom values?
My
But
gosh, this is so cool.
isn't this? Again, such a cool tool. So here you have this, and now we have our complete understanding of what's going on.
Oh my gosh. How many times have you gone into a workflow and been like, somebody else one of your clients created it and you're like, I don't know. I don't even know where to begin.
Yeah,
I mean, I have. I've been like, I'm not sure what's happening here.
yeah, and especially with so I'm going to do this one. So this one I had to split up, and I still hit this workflow is getting too big. Right, so I'm going to click
Mm.
analyze workflow, bring it to the same one.
Oh my God. Does it auto fill in or did you do that quickly?
The autofill. Sorry, what?
Like
Yeah,
you
so I
click,
clicked it, and it went ahead and brought me to the same conversation.
oh my
Brought
God. And
the
then it
JSON
uploads
file
the
in.
file for you?
Yep. Yep. So the file's here. And so this is going to be my, now again, I can change the prompt. I could put it, I probably would want to actually use a GPT that's like, maybe a little bit more built out for this instead of just a random
Oh
chat that we
yeah.
have,
Yeah, sure.
right? Because I might want to give some extra instructions there. But here you'll see event creation and editing purpose. This workflow is designed to streamline the creation, editing, and management of events within your system, right? So it's
Yes.
talking about the event slots and all this different stuff. Now, this is actually probably my coolest snapshot I've ever built. Is I can create an event in less than a minute, um, and it sends out. It has the announcement page, the event page, all these different things. So this is actually a really cool one, and I need to get some of the documentation up for people, but it is available. And I think
I
something I've
want it.
actually.
That's a really cool snapshot. Yes, please.
So this is setting up all the different events and stuff.
Oh
But
my
yeah, that
gosh.
workflow analyzer there. So if you actually want to see this, I can show you.
Yeah, please.
So here we got our site. I have this little create event form. And so let's go ahead and we'll just do a quick creating event. So this is
Now,
not a
could
page
this
that will
go
cover.
okay, so this could be for, like, let's say my clients who have events. Like, I could put the snapshot in for them to fill out, and then it would just, like, do all the things for them.
Yep. So you could do this. So if you wanted this snapshot, you could take it and you could do done for you. Be like, hey, yeah, it's $500 per event. We'll handle everything. We'll create your event page. We'll create all this stuff and all that, right? And then you can just do it in a minute. Or you could give
Amazing.
it to a resource. So let's go for me an event name or something here, real quick.
Um, let's say I'm going to an event. It's called, Women Empowering Women LA.
Women empowering women, LA.
LA, yep, mhm. I'm gonna
Perfect.
be
Actually, I'm gonna.
speaking at that event. I'm so excited.
Oh, perfect. So let's just do this. We'll just
Yeah,
grab an
that's it.
image real quick.
Yeah, there, Wheela. Mhm, that's it.
Now this is probably. I'm gonna save this image right here,
Francine's
and
gonna be like,
actually, I'm
"Yay,
gonna
we're
click.
promoting the event."
Yeah, here we go. So, all right, I'm gonna go back to our funnel, take this and we'll go on the description. Let's move this one. Put the description here. This is where I could put some other information like, Zoom password or whatever. Now I know this is a physical event. We could put the address. I'm just going to do some of the autofill here. Now on this
Yeah.
one, I can choose this as the multiple days. So we'll say it starts at 9 and it goes to this, and we'll say it ends at 8 p.m. And then, yes, and we'll send the QR code for the ticket so they can have that scanned at the door.
Very cool.
Not going to allow multiple guests for this one. Is this event free to attend? We'll
No.
say,
Or yes,
okay, well,
no.
let's say we have 47 is the capacity. Now I could send out this invite to everybody. So list 1 or list 2 or everyone. And by default, I have list 1 as your leads, list 2 is customers. That's a default field for contact type. And then
Okay.
this is actually really important. I set it up as a password based on the email has to match the email that's
Of the
in
account.
the company's settings. So let me go in and grab mine. Okay, yeah. So it's that
Okay.
one. All right. So we have just submitted the form. And then it's going to say we can preview the changes here. Now it does say it can take a minute for all values to populate and may require you to refresh the page. So I'm going to just let it sit here just for a second. All right, we'll go ahead and go. So this is our upcoming events. So you'll see we have Women Empowering Women right here.
Okay.
And this is done in sequential order. Now I should have deleted these. These are older examples of back in May, but this is so it's down here at the end, even though this was event 2. So this was event 1, this is event 3, this was event 2, but it put it here because it's ordering by the date. So I add JavaScript for this, but this is the page. I could change the color of this as well, custom value. And then here's our actual event page here. It's still loading in some of the details because it's updating custom values. But if I
Right.
want to share this on Facebook, I could just click my little Facebook button. And again, it moved a little bit too fast. It didn't give time to update the SEO metadata, but this would actually show in the page. In fact, I'll go into my profile so you can see a couple examples how this one runs. Let's see, been a little while. Yeah, here you go.
Is that
So
yeah,
this
there you
says,
go.
"We're sending this. You should come too. AI assistants that print money. 5 spots left." Um,
Oh,
and then it even shows the time and then the description. So that's how it would show up. And then when someone clicks on this, you'll even say invite equals. And so it's tracking to the person that shared it on the social so that
okay.
you get that as well. Um, yeah, so that is our event page. Oh, this is actually a different one. I'm actually using it. So we were on events.
And you said it's something about QR codes. It does it doesn't generate a QR code. You would have to go in and create the QR code
No,
and link it to that?
it generates it.
Shut up. Amazing.
Now, this is actually a tool that someone shared with me. Let's see. Just need to go back. Oh, I think it was this one. Let's go. So we'll go back here. So if I go ahead and register for this. Now, I did say payment. So it does say ticket required for entry. I just had to I just had to add a product to this form and then it would do it. But I'll go ahead and complete the registration. And then we can go in and see what it did. So now I think it is going to take just a minute just to allow some loading. Okay, here you go. Your ticket and event info. So here's the Zoom
And this is
password.
from the workflow.
Here's the QR code.
Amazing. Now, are these templates that are in email, or are they basically in your snapshot of your workflow?
Yeah, so they are, I did put them as just I wanted to keep things really simple. So this is just right in the workflow here. So again, I love building really complex things that are actually easy to use for the end users. So
End user.
this is already in. So if there was no spots left, they get a little rejection. Hey, the internal notification, and then that's I don't know why it's I'm going to do that. And then this one says like, hey, thanks for registering. Unfortunately, we're out of spots. We'll let you know, and then puts them on the wait list. And then here we are. So if it's a paid event, and they allow multiple registrations, paid and solo, free and multiple. Ticket required. Then we have a normal confirmation if there's no QR code, confirmation with the QR code if there is, and then it sets up all the reminders and everything, and then all the, everything that you can imagine. I basically tried to get done. If anybody has anything that they want done that I don't, just need to let me know. But this QR code is actually free. It's API-QRserver.com, completely free to use. And so this is the URL, and I'm passing in the data that we need for them to show and register. So when someone scans that, and I think we can just open this link. Oh, that's just going to pull up that. So let me scan this, and I'll show what happens here, and I'll show it on my phone. So this
There it
shows the checking in. It's a little hard to see on the white screen, but
Yeah.
but anyway, so it says, oh, actually it says you're a bit early. Check in will open on the day of the event is what it says. But yeah, so that's once it is the day of the event, then it allows them to actually have it checked in with the people there.
Amazing. Amazing. And I can see this working in conjunction with the Marketer's Toolkit in that if you had a contact button, so like let's say that your event, the person running the event wants to enroll people as they're talking to people directly into the event and get them started, they could use that contact button and have that form on the contact button, and then it would run from there.
Yep, exactly. So what I would do is, and it's actually a really good idea. Oops, I clicked the wrong button. So what I would do is I would just simply have it go to the quick action button. And we did do this for a client. So there was one that was register for event. So we'll use this one for example. So register for event. Let's pretend that that's what that says here, and then it'd be which event. And you can actually pass custom values in here. So I could have it say like 1, and then it could be women empowering women. And it could be event 2, a marketer's toolkit, and so on. So you can actually have it be here. Be like, which one was the number again? You could actually you can pass custom values in custom fields so it displays.
Very cool. Then, so
And
all
then
they would need to do is set up the event itself, and you could have something like that on, like you would have that in the snapshot, and then also, I mean, I'm just thinking for myself, I could have it on my sidebar menu, create event, and they could create, you know, for people who have, because I'm thinking of multiple people in my SaaS that have an event, put that on the sidebar menu, and they could just create their event from there.
Yep, absolutely. And then the coolest part. So if you were to register for an event on Eventbrite, for example, it's not going to show up on your calendar. So it doesn't automatically populate on your calendar. You have to like click to add it. And
Okay.
what I did, so again, there's 0 scripts. There's no webhooks that you have to set up except for one optional one. And the one optional one, which I have the SOPs for it on how, again, I use the workflow analyzer to set up some of these SOPs from the toolkit from Quick Editor. So I have all the SOPs documented for this snapshot. If you wanted to show up on someone's calendar, there's one webhook, which is where we put it through Zapier or N8N. I have the process for both of those. And it will actually it'll block out the event for them. Unlike stop sharing my screen again. So unlike showing up in blue, the event can actually show up in whatever color you want. So if I go to this day, so this purple event, I chose to show up as purple because if someone's looking at their calendar and everything shows up in blue, they're like, what's that one color? Like the only other color that shows up here on the 31st, it says happy birthday. So this looks blue right there. But so we have green, happy birthday, blue. All my events are blue except for this one purple event, which is done through my event system. All other events show up as blue. So you can have your event stand out when someone registers for your event, show up a different color. You can have it show up as red, yellow, orange, whatever colors you want. And Zapier gives you the option with the Google Calendar. Basically, that Zap gives you options of what colors you want to pick. So you don't have to have it be blue like everybody else.
Very cool. And do you have to set that? So I just got lost for a second. Do you have to set that up on Zapier somehow? There's some Zapier thing you have to do?
Yeah, it's a really simple Like I have everything spelled out. So it's like literally you just have to click to do the like you don't even have to, you don't have to do anything in our workflows. You just have to add the webhook into a custom value. And then you have to go to Zapier and then just copy the exact zap that I have. It's like a 3-step zap.
Yeah, yeah.
It's really, really simple there.
Now, I know with Make, because I've been using Make recently, you can put in even in the AI, you can tell it to generate. You can say to AI, "Here's what I want it to do," and it'll create the Make for you.
You could. The only nuance is it took me, I was so excited when I first got it done. It's like, this is awesome. And then the event was like off by 4 hours. And I was like, why is that happening? So because it was like, it had to be in UTC and all this other stuff. So there's just some nuances there, but yeah, you could absolutely do it in Make. I just didn't have a Make account. And so I'm like, I'm doing it in Zapier and I did it in N8N as well and got it to work for both of those. And I figured, I don't think I need to do every middleware program out
Yeah,
there.
yeah. I was just making an example of the AI piece of the puzzle. Like, I bet if you did it in Zapier, probably has AI as well. Does it now? Like where you can just tell it, "Here's what to do," and it just generates the Zap for you.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. So that very well could do it. But yeah, that's the only, like, there's no webhook that I have to set up like nobody has to set up anything for the QR codes. I actually I loaded in the snapshot and created the first event. The only exclusion is this Zap step that I talked about, which takes about 5 to 10 minutes to set up. But I loaded in the snapshot and created an event, and I clocked it at 6 minutes. So it's actually, I have a video of that. I can show the link in a second. But the SOP, so I'll show this real quick, and so back to sharing the screen. Bob and Lee from
You
behind
set
my
that up
monitor.
on your agency. Could it run across locations once it's set up, or does it I need to be
Yeah,
set up?
you can
Does that need to be set up per
install.
sub account?
Um, Yeah, I think it would just be copying. I mean, you could probably set it up where it runs across, but I think you just run the webhook. Actually, yeah, you probably could. Um, you probably could just run it as one webhook for all accounts. So this is the event SOP, right? So again, I had AI generate this entire page. I gave it the Loom videos and everything. So yeah, so it gave me this entire page. Um, so this is the SOP that comes with it. So you can click on any of these things, watch the videos of how to do everything. And then the actual event page that I have. So if you want to see another demonstration of it, it'd be
Yeah.
this one. So yeah, 3 minutes and 42 seconds was the total video of me explaining it, showing how to create an event there. And again, I use Gemini to build this entire page. So I just gave it the form that I want, and do it. So this is, if you wanted that snapshot, you could get it. And
Amazing.
I also, just for fun, I also have this one. This is, if you wanted custom work done with me, just something that was fun. Some people, someone's like, I want a custom snapshot built, and I have a budget of $200. So
Huh,
I've created this page, which was just kind of a fun one. So, anyways, just the cool things that you can do with AI to build some pages. You can have fun with it and everything. So this is a nice little gotcha one that then points people to, join the workshop and see the other stuff that we can do and still help them out.
that's great. That's great. Well, is there anything else that you can think of that you want to share about the Marketer's Toolkit or anything that we left out?
I mean, I think we only scratched the surface.
I know.
I
No, I
mean,
know. I mean, anything I left out that you are, hot about, like you're excited about.
well, so I know some of the things that just recently came out are like the agency management workflows that you can use. So that one's still technically in beta, but it's working really well. So if
The
you want to,
workflows? Tell us about that.
yeah, so I'll just show this. So there's another thing that's coming out. Tom told me that, so the toolkit buttons, some people are like, I'm just a single person, like just using HighLevel for myself. I love the toolkit stuff, but I can't afford it or whatever. Tom's actually going to come out with some marketplace apps for like the contact buttons, for example. So he said that was going to happen. But this is the agency management workflow actions. So another app that he has. And so you'll see, let's see, wanted to show, I think this might give us some instructions. Um, wanted to see some of the list of the apps. So here you go. You can create users, update users, delete them, get users, update values, all this different stuff from one sub account working in other sub accounts. So you can put this into your agency sub account. And when someone signs up, you can go and automatically, you can have an onboarding form that they fill out and then use these actions to populate all the values for their system and doing all these different things that you can't even do with the SaaS configurator with HighLevel. All right. So SaaS configurator is like, great, here's the snapshot, it's installed. And then someone has to go in there and program all the stuff. And this is an option where you could just have someone sign up through the SaaS configurator, and then they can, go to an onboarding form, and then they can put in all the people that needs to have access. You could have update all the values and all that different stuff. So it can help automate your agency and onboarding setup just so much more, and managing for cancellations and different things too.
So the upserting of the and updating the custom values and other sub accounts and things like that, it makes it a lot easier. I know I remember interviewing Kayla Love, who she created basically when you entered into her account as a user, you would insert all of the custom values for branding and for your logo, and they would just do all of these things, including, maybe even the music that they are using to put it onto a website that she generated. I imagine that this could make that a lot easier, that process a lot easier for her, because you have that ability to do it versus on the back end. I'm not sure. I know that was a marketer's toolkit thing, but I don't know how she did that.
Yeah. So most likely she was using the agency manage actions. I think I might be able to pull into another account and show, but we'll see. Because I know that we are using it. So in the acquisition, so being with the system, we run ads for people that are looking to use AI that works with HighLevel. And we had a lot of people coming in and saying, well, I don't what is HighLevel? Right? That's still happening today. Not every business owner knows what HighLevel is. And so we have a place for some of those folks to land where they still want the AI, and we help them out with HighLevel. That's a minority of our clients. But with that, we recently brought in the agency management actions to set up their accounts. So I'm not sure, but yeah, so we use it to onboard them and actually update their AI bots and all kinds of stuff based off of them filling out this form.
Cool.
So yeah, wasn't the one that created the workflow, so I don't know which name I'm looking for there. But yeah, it's really, really impactful. So again, building out AI agents for folks, we can leverage custom fields and custom values and different things. And so we just have someone come in, they say the industry, names of different things, particular products or services, and it can automatically create at least their version 1 of their AI. So they get logged in, and, the only thing that slows down anybody from getting started is maybe A2P process, right? They're not having to wait on us. They're just having to wait on registering for their phone numbers, right? Yeah. That's it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. This has been, I know so many people are going to get so much out of this. And yeah, any last words?
No, just thank you for having me. And again, I'm still running the tool. So I've canceled a lot of my different responsibilities for a lot of folks. But the one that has stayed was Tom for this Wednesday tech call that I run, Q&A call. Really come in and ask me anything, and we'll help out to solve the most complicated tasks that you have on your plate, if it's using the marketers toolkit, or if it's even just some high-level questions that you have that you want to just jump in and try to figure out how to best do something in your workflow and things. I'm always happy to help people tinker and break stuff and fix stuff. So that's what I will do.
I love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it.